Everybody, welcome back to the show. Yes, we are here on the Daily Show. Welcome back. It is your boy Trip. It's good to see you guys here in the house. Kate, can I get a time check on the All in a Day's Work one? As you can see, that way you can see when we started. At least back it up a few seconds. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Show. It's your boy Trip. Back in the house, and it's good to see you guys after the long Thanksgiving weekend that most of you guys had. I say most of you because not all of us got the holiday weekend, but it is what it is. Some of us got to work, or some of us are still deemed essential. So, before I get into the Daily Show and all the shenanigans that we're going to get into, I will allow you guys to go ahead and get yourselves situated, get yourselves ready, and, get yourselves together as we dive into the everlasting changes here in America and the things that we want to talk about and just continue to spread love, peace, and all that good shit. Or at least that's what they said, right? Because we're building back better. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys are tuning in here with me on the Daily Show, it's good to see you guys here on this good Monday. It is Monday, that Maniac Monday, Manic Monday, whatever you want to call it. It's good to see you guys. I hope you guys are safe and you guys are able to protect yourself against this new variant that Dr. Fauci is telling us all about, that is so dangerous, the Omicron variant that is just outrageous. So I hope you guys are staying safe and are able to battle that however you guys are battling that situation made up or whatever. I'm not saying that it is, but Anyways, lots to talk about today, guys. I hope you guys are had a fantastic Thanksgiving. And you guys got to spend the time with your family. And I hope it wasn't all consisting of politics, division, and all of this tyranny. I hope you guys were able to push that to the side and able to just sit back, relax, and enjoy each other's company. And remember that we too are Americans and we're here to celebrate each other and just be one with family. I hope you guys were able to do that. So, I welcome you guys back to the Daily Show with me, your boy Trip. It's good to see you guys. Continue to tap that screen. Keep tapping. Tap the hell out of that screen. That lets everybody know that we're live and you guys are liking what we're talking about. And we're going to get into all kinds of stuff. How about my man Joe? Oh, Smokey Joe, old man Joe. How do you guys feel about him and his shenanigans today? Y'all seen the man talking live today, right? Y'all seen what he was talking about? My man over here talking about this Omicron variant. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who watched that press conference or whatever it was, I just have to hold on one second. You gotta put the incense out, Kate. You can't leave the thing burning. Goddamn, she's gonna burn the whole studio down. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. She lit the incense and then ran away. She forgot to blow it out, and it was just on fire, smoldering over here. So I put a fire out. Not a firefighter. Shout out to all the firefighters out there. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's good to see you guys. Hope you guys continue to tap that screen. Let everybody know that we're live. As it's a AVAB, all veterans are bad. Are bad? Okay, all veterans are bad. I don't believe that's true. And you can go ahead and excuse yourself from this conversation because you're not welcome here to discuss anything like that. If you're gonna be hating like that, just go ahead and leave. We don't need that bullshit here. Those of you who are thanking me for my service, you don't need to thank me. It was an honor to serve the country. I wish I could still serve this great country. I wish I could. It was the best job I ever had. 9 years active duty, 2 tours in Afghanistan, and I wish I could have continued my service. I was medically retired in 2018. 5 surgeries due to some complications due to some during the deployment. We'll get into that at another time. But here I am now, medically retired, still trying to spread good word, bring unity, and then talk about this craziness that's going on here in the country. And just give a little piece of my mind, as this tends to help me as my therapy, as I'm navigating through this chaotic world, just like you guys are. Every single one of you are navigating through this life. And like I said before on the Daily Show, we're just trying to reach that sense of utopia, that sense of enlightenment, that peace. Right? We have enough money to just live peacefully. We have enough to take care of whatever medical issues we have. We just want that peace. We have a good job. Kids are going to school great. We're healthy. We're able to provide for ourselves. That's what we want. We want to be safe. But all of this comes at a cost. What is that cost? What does it mean? And that's what we're here to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in here. Continue to tap that screen and like this if you guys like what we're talking about. During the 6 o'clock hour, we will go ahead and get into the one-on-one discussion as we get into our toast of the day, because we always do a toast of the day here on The Daily Show if you're new to the show. Again, it's good to see you guys. Continue to share this video, like this. We will be here 5:30 to 6:30 Pacific time every day, Monday through Friday, that is, on The Daily Show. And again, be sure to check out our nonprofit at allinadays.com. That is our veteran nonprofit where we're working with the homelessness and trying to fight that 22 plus veteran situation that we're dealing with every day that doesn't get talked about. You're going to hear me talking about that during The Daily Show if you tune in. So let's get into this, everybody. Welcome to the show. What's that? Nelly Threads, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. This is a little bit different than most of the TikTok lives that you guys would normally see. Go ahead and keep tapping that screen, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, the only way we can make this thing work is if you guys tap the screen outrageously. We get people involved in the conversation. We engage with each other. My whole premise is we can disagree and still be friends. I did serve 9 years of active duty. We had some of the worst and craziest conversations, and yet, even if we disagreed, we were still able to come together, fight together, and accomplish the mission. So if we can do that at the worst of times, I believe that we can do that as a whole, as Americans, and disagree with one another at times and still be able to be civil. And somewhere along the line, the last few years, we lost that sight. We lost that, and we have to come back together. So again, I just say that you guys should keep tapping that screen. Keep helping me out. The more that you guys help me promote this good message, promote this image, whatever we're working towards, get the trolls out of here and just keep talking about coming together, the better we'll be. This only works if you guys participate. We can talk shit about Joe Biden all day. But at the end of the day, if we're not spreading actual unity and a positive message of coming together, we're not doing anything. We're not. Vaccine aside, chaos aside, it shouldn't matter. We should be able to come together and talk to each other as one. 4 years reserves, found I had disagreed with plenty of people, yet we got the job done. Absolutely. And that is something that I think as veterans, just as the military family, we acknowledge the fact that, look, there's some stuff that we don't agree with. There's some things that we have to do to accomplish the mission. Like right now, some people are forced to get something done to them medically that they may not agree with in order to keep a roof over their head. And yet, we have to think about what are the consequences. But now we have this new thing that seems to be coming around that is, hey, what's going on, everybody? Don't worry, I'll do my shout outs here soon. We have this new thing that happens to come across from a different part of the planet, and yet we're scrambling around, get the jets ready because we don't know what's going on. Well, what's really going on? Well, it seems to me that, well, Christmas is going on and we don't have any way to stock the shelves because, well, the ports are all fucked up. So why not put everybody in a panic and scare everybody with this new variant? Now, that's what the conspiracy people would say. Now, I'm not one of those conspiracy people. I'm just saying the tinfoil hat guys would say something that might be a little crazy like that. But yet we're looking at the reality of the situation, and it's not good, ladies and gentlemen. It's not good. It's really not. We have the ports that are still fucked up. We're missing drivers. We're missing people working at the ports due to some stupid medical decision that obviously is not working, because look at what we have going on. And now they're telling us to make sure you get your booster. If you don't get your booster, you're not considered fully vaccinated. At least that's what Dr. Fauci said, right? Oh, Fauci, whatever you want to call him. He's selling this as in he is the one who is allowing America to participate in daily activities. I don't remember when the dictator Fauci became the one to tell us what we are allowed to do. Not in this country. Not in America that I fought for. And it saddens me to understand that we allowed this to happen. We're at the wit's end of whatever the pharmaceutical companies want. You see all the ads and the commercials. This episode is brought to you by Pfizer. Hey, this episode is brought to you by Johnson & Johnson. Welcome back to The Daily Show. This is brought to you by Moderna. And no, not this Daily Show, because I ain't sponsored by nobody but my goddamn self. But what I'm trying to say is we allow the mainstream media to do this to us. We allow this crazy tyrannical issues to happen, and yet we just talk shit. We don't actually stand up and do nothing, or do we? Or if we try to, we get shut down and labeled as racist, a supremacist, those ist or the isms that I talk about all the time. When did we get there? When was the shift? At what point? What was the turning point? That's what I want to know. When did we allow the pharmaceutical companies to just take over and say, well, this is how it is now. Deal with it. Or when did we allow one crazy-ass doctor who don't know what the fuck he's doing and just saying a bunch of bullshit say, hey, this is what's happening, and if you don't comply, then you're not going to be considered a part of the group here, and if you're not triple, quadruple boosted up and vaccinated, then you're wrong, and you're not going to be a productive member of society, knowing damn well that they have no idea if the boosters will even work against this Omicron variant, or even better, they keep seeing a decline in the fact that the current vaccine is not working. But if I say those things to you, I get labeled as I'm spreading misinformation. Now, why is that? Why is it that if I tell you that, even though these are facts, these are happening, and we have data to back it up, if I say that to you, why is that considered misinformation? However, CNN can blatantly lie about statistics or about actual situations, or better yet, the president can blatantly lie on live television to the American people and that not be marked as misinformation. Yes, I said the president. So the president did say, did he not, live in his speech, and no, not the one today, but he said, and I believe it was when he addressed last week and he was talking about his bill, that the American people will not spend 1 penny in any federal income tax if you make $400,000 or less. That's what he said. Those were his words. Now, we know the reality. We're still going to be spending money in taxes because the majority of us don't make $400,000 a year. I don't know what reality he was thinking about, but that's what he was proposing. And we're allowing this to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. And I think for them to try to cancel me or label me as a white supremacist, a traitor, a sellout, or anything because I don't agree with that, that bothers me. It really bothers me to my core. A veteran who fought for this country, it bothers me to think that I'm labeled as this just because I don't agree with this craziness that's going on. It's interesting to me to see that this is where we are in 2021. And yet if I disagree with how the pharmaceutical companies are doing their thing right now, I get labeled a white supremacist and a racist? How in the hell does that even make sense? Yet here I am, unvaccinated, unmasked, and yet haven't had near a sniffle. But I thought I was supposed to be dead against this so deadly variant and Delta variant and the Alpha variant and the Gamma variant and all the different variants that happen to come around when something chaotic is going on. Wait until the 2022 midterms happen. I guarantee there will be another variant that happens to pop up. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody. I'm not saying this to try to get anybody in a panic. But it is clear as fucking crystal what is going on right now. And the fact that if I speak out against it, I get shut down. But we're a nation that promotes free speech, correct? Hey, what's up? I don't understand how we're supposed to promote free speech. And yet, if I speak out about what is actually happening, even though I'm not the mainstream media, I'm not. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, anybody here who's watching, who might watch this later, or TikTok, I'm not promoting or pushing any type of judgment or way. I will allow you to make the best decision for you. That's up to you. It's not my place to judge you. I just want you to think about what's actually happening. And I'm talking about what's actually going on right here in front of us. That seems to just be, hey, this is happening, and then they glance over it. But yet we're supposed to just sit here and comply. Hey, get the jab because it'll help save us. Well, they told us that the first time against the first COVID. I don't even know how many variants we are later, but yet it's not working. It's not. And instead of just saying, hey, look, we fucked up, the thing is not working, they're still going to push this thing because they've already spent the money for it. And it just it makes me really think, are we really as free as they once told us that we are? Or is that just an illusion? Now, I'm sure if you're a first time watching this, I might sound like I'm a tinfoil hat guy, or I'm the conspiracy theorist, or you're just some veteran who's seen too much and you're just expressing this through his PTSD who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You can express that and say that how you want. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Again, I've said this once. I'll say it again. There's nothing that one of the trolls or anybody can say or do to me on here that Afghanistan has not done or taken from me. I'm not, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the country that I fought for, it feels to me like it's either gone to waste or we just gave up. We're allowing people who have no idea what's going on to make these decisions for us instead of us coming together as a people and saying enough is enough, we have this under control. You see, the one thing that this nation has that the other nations don't is freedom. And either we've taken that for granted or we're afraid to actually utilize what we are given just by being born in this great nation. You see, just by being a U.S. citizen, just by being born in this great nation, you are given this freedom. It's given to you by birth. We take it for granted. Not all of us. There's less than 1% that still serve in this U.S. military that might be forced out today because they didn't get the vaccine. Yeah, they didn't promote that a lot, did they? Yeah, there are servicemen and women who did, if they did not get vaccine or vaccinated by today, have to be forced out. But now what the question is, what is considered fully vaccinated? Because if you're not boosted, you're not considered vaccinated. So I don't understand. I don't know what the deal is, but yet we're going to allow servicemen and women to get just forced out. We're talking about our brothers and our sisters, fathers, daughters, cousins, brothers, mothers, cousins, doesn't matter, doctors. These are men and women who volunteered to serve for our country that would be forced out over an experimental drug. And yet we're okay with this? We're okay with this? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe that the America I fought for, when I went to Afghanistan and I stood up and knew the fucking, any moment I can get taken out. And anybody that served with us on our first tour would fucking know that there were times when any moment it could have fucking happened. Some of the shit that we were into, it didn't fucking matter. It could, like that, you're fucking gone. You ever see what a mortar does to a person? The fact is, at any moment, that could be done, and we volunteered to do that. So you can talk shit right here on fucking TikTok. Think about that. Think about what you're taking for granted. And I challenge you to think about that, and I challenge you to think about what we're doing here as a nation, what we're allowing to happen, even though by birth you were given this opportunity of just freedom. From birth. Just by being born on this soil, we grant you freedom. Things that people travel for thousands and thousands of miles and are willing to die for, literally just to come here and get a glance at that freedom. People are willing to sacrifice everything, their families, put them on the line to come to this country for freedom. For freedom. This might be the part where you might want to start screen recording, because you know how TikTok erases all the live shit. You might want to start screen recording this part, because this might be the part that goes viral. But then again, that's up to you. You guys make this go viral. You gotta tap, you have to share, you have to understand. freedom. That's what I'm going to talk about here. Freedom. There are people who travel from what we have seen recently, from the southern border crisis, which has not been addressed, which I don't understand why they're not addressing it and not fixing the issue. But you've seen Texas decided to step up and say, well, you know what? We'll fix it ourselves. But that's just Texas. There are other states that border that country as well. And I'm not saying that these people don't need help and should not be granted the opportunity for freedom. But there's a process and a way that we should do it. But nothing's being done. Nothing's being addressed by this administration, except make sure you get triple, quadruple, 5-time vaccinated for some shit that we don't fucking know about. That's the country that I fought for? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think you believe it either, but yet we're allowing it to happen. We're all in this together, at least that's what they said, right? We're supposed to build back better. Well, unless by better you mean let's go backwards and fuck up everything, I don't know what better is. Because things were a lot better 12 months ago before you took hold of the wheel, sir. And by sir, I'm talking about you, Joe. Talk all the shit you want about Trump and his mean tweets, or he's a racist, or he's a sexist, all you want to. The fact of the matter is, there were positive results, even with the pandemic that was going on, that were completely erased. And the same things that were being done by number 45, and I'm going to say this, by Donald Trump, the things that were done by him, like imposing a travel ban, was considered racist. And yet when this president does the same fucking thing, for the same exact reasons, we're supposed to praise him? Are you kidding me? All because you got mad about some fucking tweets? Come on, liberals. Oh, I'm not black? Why am I not black? Is that, you say these things, is that because I disagree with the current system that's so fucked up? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I shouldn't have to spend $4.29 a gallon for gas. What happened to the 80 million barrels of the oil reserves that we had to tap into to help lower the cost for Americans, Joe, that you said we're tapping into this strategic reserve to help lower the cost for Americans? That's what you said, Joe. You said that. But then I find out that 18 million barrels are going to China. Why is that, Joe? Why are we sending 18 million barrels to China when we're trying to lower gas prices here in America? What's going on, Joe? What are you not telling us? And why the fuck am I spending $4.29 a gallon and we're giving away oil to China? I don't understand it, ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, I get looked at as the bad guy for saying this. I get told that I'm an Uncle Tom and I'm a fucking traitor because I don't want to spend $4.29 a gallon for some fucked up gas when we're giving it away to China. And I have nothing against China. I don't mind China, but I don't understand why we're being China's bitch right now when we're the greatest fucking nation in this country. Not the nation that I fought for. And yet, people are not flocking to China. They're not flocking to Russia. They're not flocking to Venezuela. They're flocking to America because we have one thing, and that one thing is freedom. It's freedom. Or at least that's what I thought we had. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but that is not what they told us we were given at birth. Freedom. And you know how we continue to maintain that freedom? By soldiers, men and women who are willing to lay down their life and fight to uphold that freedom. That way, we maintain Old Glory right there. So we can continue to be the greatest nation on Earth's history. And yet we take it for granted. Less than 1% of our nation has ever served, and yet we're about to throw people out of our military. So let me get this straight. I just want to understand this correctly. Joe, I'm asking you. Screen record this, ladies and gentlemen. This might be a question that needs to be asked by Joe. So Joe, I'm asking you specifically. I want to know, if this pandemic is so great and this is so deadly, why is it that we are firing medical staff, doctors and nurses who do not want to get vaccinated? If this is so bad, these are men and women who have been fighting the front lines of this COVID battle since the beginning, who choose to be unvaccinated, who have either caught COVID or just have strong immune system and have not gotten sick. And they still continue to show up to work and care for patients. And yet we're going to fire them because, well, for whatever reason, you didn't get sick or you already got sick. We're going to fire you anyways because you didn't want to get a fucking jab. Get the fuck out of here. We're going to fire them? So we're going to get rid of them because they didn't want to comply. Well, it's the policy of the company. Get the fuck out of here. When did the companies all of a sudden become able to just make some stupid ass policy and we allow it? No. But then again, wait. There was a glimpse of hope, right? There was a glimpse of hope. The fucking federal court said, no, we're going to put a block. But then the president says, no, you can go ahead and ignore that, companies, and continue to enforce the mandate. Get the fuck out of here. So what are we supposed to do? In what other scenario are we not going to listen to the judge? I mean, if Rittenhouse was found guilty for whatever the reason was, but yet the judge said, you know what, I'm going to release him anyways. You fucking leftists would be jumping up and down and burning down the city because we're not going to allow that, where the judge said that, and that's crazy. Burn it down. The judge is crazy. But the judge tells you, no, we're going to force this mandate, and it's unconstitutional, and yet the president says, nah, ignore that shit. We're going to allow that to happen. So we're not going to listen to the judge. We're just going to continue to enforce unconstitutional mandates for this fucked up ass variant that we know nothing about, that a vaccine does not work against, in order for experimental shit. Yeah, those are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. You can say it however, you can paint a picture however you want to, but those are that's the reality. But yeah, wait, it's the company policy, right? So I'm going to allow a company as big as, let's say, I don't know, Boeing, for instance, or let's say, I don't know, what's another big ass company? Walmart, Amazon, what's another big, Starbucks? I'm going to allow these companies, and I'm saying these ones specific because they're all here in the Pacific Northwest, who have made the decision to, well, our customers and they want our employees vaccinated, so therefore our employees must be vaccinated. Even though they know that it's unconstitutional, and instead of fighting for their people, they're going to fire people and force them to, or coerce them to get a vaccination. Even though there are people with specific skills and pilots and things that we need that were considered essential, but if they didn't get the jab within the time, they're no longer considered essential, even though they were essential today. But if you're not vaxxed by tomorrow, you're no longer essential anymore. And we have to kick you out. So we're going to kick out service members, allow China to beef up everything. So we're going to lower down our force, beef up China, and give away our oil to China because we don't care about our gas prices. We're going to cripple Americans so we don't have any money left. Homelessness goes on the rise, and we're supposed to just allow this to happen and yet think that's how we build back better, Joe? Come on, Joe. A mean tweet here or there. At least Donnie had his shit together. Come on now. Joe, I thought we were supposed to build back better. But ladies and gentlemen, this is 6 o'clock hour, and that was the rant of the day. So the 6 o'clock hour, if you guys are new, this is the part where I allow you guys to do a toast of the day with me. So I have myself my apple juice every day at 6 o'clock. I'll sit here and do a toast with you guys. You are welcome to participate if you wish, whether that be water, milk, juice, tea, coffee, liquor, beer, whatever your choice is. Go ahead and pour your libations. Get yourself a little puff, puff, give, whatever it is is you need to participate or just get into the conversation with yours truly. So we go ahead and we do the toast of the day, and then I open the comments up and we just have a one-on-one discussion and talk about this craziness that's going on. And we do this daily, 5:30 to 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. So go ahead and tune in and catch me live, and we'll continue to talk. If you guys ever want to be on this show or our podcast, which is All in a Day's Work on YouTube, and our nonprofit you can check out at allinadays.com. Kate, throw that in the comments so they can see it. allinadays.com. Guys, check that out. We have our veteran nonprofit. Guys, see everything we do for our veterans, trying to get the 22 plus veteran suicide rate eliminated. We can do that by providing a purpose, and I have a vision for how we can do that. You'll see that within our program here at All in a Day's Work. We also want to end homelessness for veterans because there are programs out there that most veterans don't know about. They're living here on our streets, and these servicemen and women, they gave all. Someone gave all. And yet, they were willing to sacrifice all of it for you and I. And yet, they're living on the streets. And that don't sit right with me, so that's what we're trying to fix. Allinadays.com has all the information there for our nonprofit. Our podcast is on there. We have merchandise right now. If you guys go to the website, get your merchandise. We have the bracelets here, the Voice of the Warrior bracelet. We have these shirts, the All in a Day's Work t-shirt. We also have some stickers available. You get 15% off. That is for everybody. Use the coupon code UNITY. That will get you 15% off between now and the end of the year. You will also get 75%, free shipping on anything $75 or more. We'll give you free shipping plus 15% off. Go ahead and get your merchandise there. It's on allinadays.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are able to get your libations. Let's get into the toast with the most. And if you're here in the Pacific Northwest like I am, we tune in on 99.9 KISW, the local radio station, with the men's room. And I steal their toast of the day because I love the way they say it, and it's absolutely great. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you were willing to participate in this with me, I raise your glass. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy. So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. All right, back to the show. That was good. That's my apple juice. It always comes in good. Apple juice, you know. Cheers. Cheers again. It's good to see you guys. How are you guys feeling with what's going on? How do you guys feel with the current state America is in? And better yet, I want to know personally, how are you doing in your area? What is that? Did one of them dogs bust ass? God damn. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I got my 3 dogs here in the studio with me, and one of them just ripped it. Man, that shit stank. Roscoe, was that you? What is that? That's either ass or, that ain't your cooking, is it? Oh, that's one of the dogs. Anyways, guys, how are you guys feeling? Accept a guest request. I don't know how to do that. Do you accept guest requests? Oh, no. All right, so our executive producer, Kate, she said I can do, what is it, Wednesdays? Wednesdays are okay. So she said if you wanna do a guest interview or anything like that with us, we have to vet you through the system. So go on to allinadays.com. Send us. She'll run you through. We'll do a dialogue, do a podcast, do the whole thing. I just don't want to get bombarded. The last time I had someone just jump on here with me, they just started talking some crazy stuff, and I almost got banned. So I don't need no craziness. I don't want no bullshit. I'm doing fine, but Biden is hurting the majority. You know, pray for Australia, absolutely. For those of you who don't know what's going on in Australia or even Austria, I hope and pray, and if you believe in prayer or whatever you choose to believe in, we don't end up like that, because the way everything is going on over there is unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. We shouldn't be throwing people on the ground just because they want to go to the store, just because they don't have a mask or they're unvaccinated. Like, the reality is, it's not as bad as they made it seem, and they're just afraid to admit it. And that's all governments around that's dealing with this right now, except for Florida, who happens to be thriving right now, where they're acting as if nothing ever happened. I don't understand it. I thought I was supposed to be sick and dead right now. But yet, I'm not. Haven't had not near a sniffle. I take my vitamins. I started eating right now. I've been going back to the gym and I feel greater than ever. But yet, I'm supposed to be vaccinated in order to participate in anything in King County now. And it's outrageous to me for something that doesn't even work. That's the reality. It doesn't even work. You can still spread it. You can still get it, even if you're vaccinated. The shit doesn't work. That is the reality. So you're no better off, even if you're unvaccinated. So what I don't understand is, why is this being forced the way it is? And why are we allowing it to take place the way it is? I don't know what concerns me more. The idea that this is happening this way, or that we as the American people are allowing it to happen this way. Because we don't have to. I think we forgot that. Now, I'm not one to call for violence because I believe that anything that can be done peacefully should be done peacefully. However, if a motherfucker want to get buck, I'm about that life. And people got to realize that America don't fuck around. You keep knocking on the devil's door, one day he gonna answer. And what these other countries know is that we don't want to knock on that door America has, because we know that they gonna answer. Or are we? Are we willing to answer, or are we gonna allow this craziness to just continue and look soft, because the rest of the world is looking at us like we're awfully soft right now? I mean, in less than a year, we gave up an entire country to the fucking Taliban. We have completely crippled our economy. We're throwing out workers and forcing people to go back on the streets. We've opened up drugs to just run through our city, defunded the police, allowed officers and medical to get fired over something that doesn't work. But we're supposed to build back better. But yet, inflation and gas prices are through the roof and we're supposed to build back better. It's almost Christmas, but the stores are almost empty. But we're supposed to build back better, but yet these other companies are getting these kickbacks and are thriving right now. But yet we're building back better. Joe, I don't understand what's going on. The ports are a fucking mess. We still have ships that are out the ass that have goods and shit that we've ordered from a year ago. But we're supposed to be building back better. It's almost Christmas and yet Santa's got the vid because the stores are empty and we know what that means. But we're supposed to build back better, right? Come on, Joe. All of this wasn't because of what Donald Trump did or what he said. And you have to admit that. These are things that you created against the will of the American people. I'll be the first one to say it. I'm not okay with it. You see, I fought for this country because I believe that we had this thing called freedom. And when you take that away from me, and you take that away from a lot of other servicemen and women who fought for this country, you tend to piss them off. The problem is, and what you need to realize, and again, I'm not making a threat by any means, TikTok, to anybody that's viewing or to the president. This is not a threat. This is not any way, shape, or form I'm trying to overthrow or nothing like this. I just want to make that very clear. But I just want you guys to understand. You guys have to understand that what is going on right now is not okay. And that eventually, enough people are going to wake up to what is currently going on and be like, you know what? Enough is enough. Now, what does that look like? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave that to you. I don't know. I would love for it to be peaceful, but we see where peaceful gets us. We also see where chaos gets us too. And yet, I don't see any way for us to be considered progressive, or that we're moving towards building better. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are a single father or mother working 2 jobs trying to make ends meet, I'm sure you don't want to fucking hear a fucking thing about, well, it's because of this or that, and that's why. If you would just get your vax, we wouldn't have to worry about this. You don't want to hear all this bullshit. You just want to make sure that you have enough money to put food on the table and keep the lights on. And I get it. I get it. I've been there. Paycheck to paycheck, or you're in debt, your account's overdrawn. I've been there. Because if any of you have never served in the military, you understand the military don't make shit, especially if you're single and enlisted. You don't make fucking shit. You want to know how much we really make? Go ahead and ask somebody who's served how much they make, especially a single enlisted soldier who living in the barracks. They ain't making a goddamn thing, and you'd be surprised how they make it to survive, and yet they still do it. Even though they're not making shit and they're living in some of the fucked up conditions, at least when I was in, we had some fucked up barracks. And we still do this for you to have freedom, to be able to come on TikTok and clown me and troll on me just for expressing my opinion on the situation. Think about that. I always find a way to circle it back, bring it back down. So I just ask you to think about that while you're trolling me here on TikTok or Facebook or whatever it is, saying I'm either a white supremacist or I'm a traitor or Uncle Tom. Just remember that when the Taliban, if they were here to fight against you and take you, you'd be asking for that soldier or that veteran to help you out because you don't know what the fuck you're doing or who you're talking to. And all I gotta say is that there are more veterans with guns and ammo than there are active duty military. Just saying. You really don't want those problems. We're supposed to come together as a nation against tyranny. This is the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to open up the chat for you guys. We're supposed to come together as a nation against tyranny. At least that's what I thought I was going to fight for. Fighting for freedom. Support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Go ahead and tap that screen, ladies and gentlemen. You got to tap the screen to engage with me. It lets me know that you are live and that you like that we're live, and you let people know that you're liking this, and we get more people engaged. Got to tap that screen. But we have this, we have a strange situation, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that we can fix it, but I don't know. What does it look like? What does fixing America look like? I challenge you guys with that question. What does it mean? I open up the chat for you guys. What we got going on? Is that why you're called names? Because you believe in people? Yes, that is exactly why I'm called names. I was called a white supremacist a couple weeks ago. I was called Uncle Tom. I was called a traitor because I decided to serve my country for 9 years. I was called a traitor. And that the black community, the American black community, has shunned me apparently because I don't agree with Joe Biden, and that I agree with America and the traditions and freedom. Hard work. And I got told that I was an Uncle Tom and I'm not black. And that shit broke my heart because I didn't know that color had anything to do with ethics and value. At least in 2021. So here I am now becoming more of a fucking advocate for fighting racism in 2021. And that shit breaks my goddamn heart. Because these are problems that I wasn't worried about not nearly as much in 2008. And yet it's 2021, and yet I have to wonder, where is this fueled from? But the only ones I seen pushing this race issue and making it seem like it's anything more than what it is the mainstream media. But if I say that to you, I get risk of being canceled. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not true? Is that not what the left wants? They want me to be canceled because I don't agree with their current narrative? That's what they want, right? And you think that's okay, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe some of you don't. But a lot of you think that it's okay. Until they come knocking on your door. Imagine if the government came to your door and said, hey, all you leftists, we're coming to take your iPhones and your Samsung phones, and you're no longer allowed to post, tweet, or anything because you have the vaccine. Let's just say you guys would be in uproar. You guys would be willing to fucking cause chaos. If the government came in right now and said, anybody who took the vaccine now has to surrender their phones and are no longer allowed to have internet or anything, you would be irate. You would be willing to uproar and fight and riot, all because you're not allowed to have phone or access to the internet. But yet you're willing to allow people to lose their fucking jobs and not put a roof or provide food for their families because they don't want to get a shot. And that's how we build back better. Okay. In a fairy tale, maybe. Twilight Zone, maybe. I don't know. Go take a history class, dude. We've done it before. Go ahead and explain that part. CNN is not leftist. Yeah, okay, that's the most bullshit I've ever heard. CNN literally just puts out fucking lies. CNN doesn't tell any bit of the truth anymore. They literally only push a narrative. A liberal and leftist mentality. That is it. CNN does not push out anything else other than pure chaos and bullshit. Is there, though? Is there? Because they all seem to be intertwined nowadays. See, the problem that I have with those things now is you're either considered an ist or an ism nowadays. You're either an ist or an ism. Like, for instance, if I say that I am a pro Second Amendment advocate, automatically that would constitute me as a Republican, right? According to the societal norms. Oh, you support guns? That means you're a Republican. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Then again, I also support your right to choose what you do with your own body and freedom of speech. So why do I have to be considered either a Republican or a Democrat or a leftist or a progressive, or I am more conservative? Why do I have to be considered? Why can't I just have a little bit of everything that I like and certain things that I like? That should be the beauty of America. I should be able to allow myself or others the opportunity to choose certain policies and things that they fucking like. I shouldn't have to consider them either an ist or an ism. Come on now. Some leftists are pro 2A, some are not. It just depends on where you are and who you're talking to. The reality is, you look at all the blue, I'll just put it like this, all of the blue cities or states, and you look at how fucked up things are right now, but yet that's how we're supposed to build back better. Communities are falling apart. These businesses are leaving in groves. They are leaving these left cities, these blue cities, I'll say, these blue cities, because it's chaotic. There's no support. There's nothing being done. The streets are chaotic. Look at Seattle. Look at Portland. Look at Austin. And Austin's a great-ass city. Go ahead and 6th Avenue in Austin. You can go in any of these blue cities and you see nothing but just crazy freaking... It's nasty. You're not safe in these cities anymore, but then you don't have police to support you anymore because you want to get rid of them all. Doesn't make sense to me. And you wonder why the businesses don't want to be there anymore? Well, shit. Nobody wants to shop there anymore. I don't want to go to shop at a store. I'm afraid I'm going to get stabbed. And then if I call the police, they probably won't even respond because, well, sorry, there's nothing we can do. We didn't see him stab you, so there ain't shit we can do. He's not actively stabbing you, so we're not going to actively engage him or her. Come on now. We're supposed to just be okay with this? That shit wouldn't fly down in Louisiana, where I was from, down the south. That shit don't fly down there. But yeah, you come over here, and this shit's supposed to just be considered the norm. Literally watched a dude rob somebody, beat the fuck out of him in the street. Police said, well, we didn't see it happen. There's nothing we can do. You know it was on camera. Ain't shit they can do. Walk up in the store, rob whatever you want. As long as it's under $1,000, you don't get away with it. They ain't even going to charge you. Okay. That's supposed to be okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what we got for comments? Here, Supreme Court and the extreme by it's most America is, I wouldn't say the most violent in the world. I mean, we've definitely had violent moments, but I would definitely say because China's been around a lot longer than us and have killed more people than any of us could ever imagine, they'd be more violent. You want to consider that, but I don't know. America and its violence is, well, considering to the societal norms, that's the only issue that we have. Every issue happens to be a political issue now, and that is the problem I'm speaking about. I'm not trying to show division. All I'm saying is that we should, at the end of the day, if we have a fucking red and blue issue, at the end of the day, the way I see America, we should all be freaking purple. If we're going to consider America, if we're going to go off of the values that America really lives and stands for, America should be purple. We should have a mix of all cultures and all ideas and views, and we should all live in peace. It should be purple across all 50 states. That's how it should be. If we actually believed in what we, hold to be true as Americans. Called a constitutional republic. The problem with blue. Why is the issue coming, people? Speaking freedom, end of discussion. You're absolutely right. There are people who like to come on here just to troll. Forget red and blue. Stop idolizing. Absolutely. Personal responsibility and individual liberty. Individual liberty. What does that mean? Individual. When people want to think as an individual nowadays, it seems to be that they're afraid to do so. And anybody stepping out of the norm and speaking up against this either gets shut down or get made look as a hero, as long as they support the narrative, of course. Right? I mean, I was looked at as a traitor and I got called a white supremacist, and Uncle Tom. We're talking to you guys about exactly what I'm talking about today. Freedom and coming together as Americans. And somehow, when I talk about coming together, that get looked at as bad. I don't understand that. Literally, I'm talking about fixing the issue and coming together and working together, and I get looked at as a bad guy. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make any sense. We got a few more minutes here before I end this thing. Isn't that? Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about me. If you guys don't know, yes, I am unvaccinated. I choose to remain unvaccinated, and only unvaccinated for the COVID-19, okay? Because I know they have recently changed the definition between what vaccinated means. I just want to make that clear. I've had all of my other shots. I'm not opposed to medicine or science. I'm just opposed to one being forced to take some shit that doesn't work and what the long-term effects are at the end of the day. I shouldn't have to be forced to do some shit that doesn't work. That's my stance on this. And that does affect some things in my life. And I feel like the country that I fought for should not, I shouldn't have to fight for something as simple as I should be able to maintain my employment, even though I'm a good employee. I shouldn't have to provide my employer with some medical information that they have no business knowing about just so I can continue working there to make them money. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. It's a pandemic. Chip in and get the jab. It's no longer a pandemic, and it's no longer about health and safety, and that is the problem. We, as individuals, get labeled as misinformation if we speak out against the current narrative. The problem is it's no longer about health and safety. If it was, we would not be firing nurses and doctors because they don't wish to participate, even though they were okay today, they're no longer okay tomorrow. that is not okay. If it was truly a pandemic, we wouldn't be firing the same people who are trying to fix the issue. If that doesn't make sense to you, I don't know what the fuck else does. We would not be firing the people who are fixing the issue. You know what? It doesn't even matter. I've said what I had to say on that. At the end of the day, this is supposed to be me expressing my feelings and how my current opinion on the situation. You just happen to look at it and live and engage with me, and you're welcome to. I always say this, and I'll say it again. We can disagree and still be friends. I have nothing wrong with disagreeing with your point of view. That's the beauty of America. I love the idea that we can have these uncomfortable conversations, disagree, and still go grab a beer and be friends afterwards. I don't expect you or anybody else to agree with every single decision or opinion that I have. And I'm not going to agree with all of yours. We have to remember that as a people, as an American people, we do have freedom of speech, but we also have choice to listen. We also have the choice to engage. We pick and choose what we want to engage in. You don't have to respond or reply to everything that you disagree with. You don't have to. Just because it's easy or it's the way it's been done doesn't mean it's the way it has to be. I challenge you guys with this tonight. Think about these servicemen and women who could possibly be getting discharged today or starting discharge paperwork due to a vaccination that doesn't even work. And they're about to lose their job over something like this. And these people volunteered, an all volunteer military, just so you can sit here and talk shit to me on TikTok. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Love you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow, right here live on TikTok. Again, be sure to check out my website, allhunterdays.com. We'll leave the comments there for you guys. It's on my profile right there, allhunterdays.com. That is our nonprofit. Again, if you get any merchandise and you want the coupon code, it is Unity. Type in Unity. That'll get you 15% off right now between now and the end of the year. And if you get $75 or more, we'll give you free shipping as well. Get you guys some stickers, get you some bracelets, some t-shirts. All Hunter Days work. It all helps our nonprofit at allhunterdays.com. I love you guys. Stay safe. Again, I'll be on here again tomorrow, 5:30 to 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Stay safe, America. Love you guys.